What a lovely evening, now ruined by my face. Right, so this video is mainly going to be about my lack of progress. I started this channel, what, 2 or 3 months ago, hammered it, was dead keen to get the boat in the water super fast so I could do some racing and some cruising. And yeah, here we are. We're still here. We're still here. Oh, anyway, I feel like we're getting there. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what's been done and the progress that's been made over the last few weeks, if I can remember what's happened. Rudder and skeg, nothing's happened, they're staying on. Cutlass bearing replaced with one that kind of fits much better than it was. 2 nylon screws sticking outside, which I'm going to have to sort somehow because I'm still planning on putting an anode there, but anyway, that's looking much better. The keel, so inside the boat there's some steel reinforcing braces and they're super rusty. So I tried to take one of those out, which meant knocking the keel bolts out, which hopefully I will post on screen now. YouTube magic. Yeah, so I had to reseal that. I didn't really have much of a clue how to do that. Did a bit of research. I've used epoxy filler to go on the keel plate. I rust treated the keel plate and then I've sealed it with this weird Sika gap filling stuff. That went on today, so probably got a few days for that to cure. Yeah, so anyway, that's cool. That was a big job, which I was kind of dreading. The other one is we had that weird hole at the front of the boat. Turns out it was an old depth sensor that had been snipped. No idea why. I contacted a previous owner from the 80s and he was like, no, that was the depth sensor I used, best place for it. I agree. So I've replaced it with the one that was by the engine and I've just seeked that in. It looks a bit smoother than the previous one did, and hopefully that will give me a cleaner reading than the through hole depth sounder location I used to have. So let's take a look on the boat. Oh yeah, the halyard, the main halyard is back from the dead. I did actually record myself recovering that, but yeah, I left the exposure wrong on the camera, so it's all blown out, so it's pretty much useless footage. But yeah, along with Josh, I basically went up there, fed the halyard back down, and then I had to fish it out of, yeah, the little block at the bottom of the mast. So that was tons of fun. I don't think anything else outside has changed. Inside, I've been frequently draining the squirty hole of dreams, which appears to filled up again. Now it's not rained in like, I don't know, a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, and that hole, every day I come down to the boat, has filled back up with water. And when I stand here, don't know if you can hear it, but there's like a squelch. So I've got no idea what that's about. The boat is an absolute state, by the way, absolute state, proper building site. The old water tank, freshwater tank, I think that was the water in pipe, used to live somewhere around there, and I'm wondering whether that water in pipe, maybe there's a leak somewhere in there and maybe it's gone between the skins and there's just years of accumulated water. I don't really know. These were the steel braces I was trying to remove. Those 2 keel bolts, which are stainless, they're all stainless and they're not in bad condition, thank God, have just been seeked back in. I will still try and treat the rust on those braces, but I can do that when the boats slide back in the water. Battery is dragged out at the moment, it's on charge. I'm going to redo the electrical connections on them because we've had a lot of electrical issues with the boat. Let's get this dehumidified. It seems to be permanently running out of the way. I'll show you the depth sensor from inside the boat. It's pretty dark, sorry, but it's down there. there's also several locations where somebody's previously tried to mount it, which is a bit weird. Not really sure what happened there. The depth sensor was formerly located here, but I think that was just for convenience rather than anything else, right? They could just stick it down, run the wire straight into the thing. The engine bed's been fully repainted. It looks messy at the moment because it needs hoovering, but yeah, I'll put a pic up of how minging that was to start with. I've reattached the greaser for the stern gland, so it's not floating around. I've just given this a wire brush, replaced the seacock, replaced the hoses. There's our nice shiny engine back in situ. It's not mounted yet. That's my plan tonight. Just going to bolt it in place and do the alignment. Let me get my phone out to give us some light, and I'll show you what's going on back here. Yeah, not an awful lot. Put the silencer loosely back in place. That's had a clean. There's a prop shaft coming through, and there is a 3D printed, I don't know what you call it, an alignment tool. We'll go with that, which I've just popped over the end of the stern tube. And what that does is it centralizes the prop shaft, so then you can work on your engine alignment. And as you can see, mine's kind of fairly well lined up already, so it's just some minor adjustments to the height of the engine mounts, and that'll be good. And everything is substantially less rusty looking than it was, which I'm really happy about. That's a new, well, it's not a new stern gland, it's a new stern gland hose and a wire brush stern gland that looks a bit healthier. Other than that, oh yeah, there's one more job to do. So after the battery, assuming that sorts the starter motor issues and the radio issues, I need to take this switch box apart and replace the mast top light switch with the kind of, whatever they're called, 2 or 3 pole switch, so I can flick it between steaming light and sailing. There was also a cockpit drain hose going from here down to there. I put a screwdriver through that the other day. It was basically falling apart. Yeah, this one. So I'm going to replace that. Oh, and the only other job is the wiring above the engine. I'm going to put that in some conduit. Yeah. And then basically there's a couple of coats of epoxy to put underwater. Like around the keel where we've done some work, and a few other patches, then anti-foul, and then we're back in. When you say it like that, it sounds like a lot of stuff, but yeah, I don't know, it's feeling close now. So hopefully once I get to the point of anti-fouling, I can get the boys down and get them cracking on with that. And yeah, I don't know, I reckon probably targeting next week now. The weather's been pretty minging here. It's been a really strong northeasterly. I came down here the other night and the wind sensor was reading 32 knots, so not overly keen on leaving this marina in those conditions. Post a video of what the entrance looks like when it's blowing a bit. There it is. Nasty. So yeah, goodbye Mr. Sun. Anyway, hopefully I'll follow up some less boring videos one day. It's not gonna happen, is it? Bye bye. Okay, same day as I filmed the where have I got to video. I've now bolted down the engine and done almost all of the alignment, just a couple of tweaks to make. So yeah, another job almost off the list.